Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Josephine Vida. I'm the Director of the International Student Services Office, and I'm joined here by one of my staff members who will introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amina Kader. I'm one of the International Student Advisors here in the ISSO.
We're so glad you could join us. We have over 100 people. This webinar is just speaking about the impact of executive orders on our prospective students. So some of you may have just applied and not yet been admitted. Some of you may have already been admitted. You may or may not have your I-20. Amina and I have a few slides to go through. All right, so I'll get started with the first slide. One thing we wanted to make sure we let all of you students, prospective students, know is that nothing has changed with admission to UT Dallas based on any of the immigration rules and changes and judgment decisions. Admission to UT Dallas is open to all candidates. What we're looking for is your academic preparation, your ability to handle the coursework, and how much space we have in terms of admitting applicants. We don't look at race, color, religion, national origin, gender, age, disability, citizenship, veteran status, or sexual orientation. Nothing has changed. If you are interested in admission to UT Dallas or you know of others, we encourage you to please continue with your admission process.
Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about the I-20 issuance. Kind of like how Josephine said, admission, I-20s are continuing to be issued for all eligible international students. Nothing has changed on that either. So as long as you are eligible and you are admitted to the university, we will try to issue the I-20, whether you're an initial student or a transfer student. We have a lot of information about I-20 issuance on our website, so you can go to the International Center website for more information.
In terms of visa issuance, and some of you may know that we've had some movement in terms of the rules and regulations last night, but the previous suspension of visa issuance and processing has been lifted. So regardless of your country of origin, you can go ahead and apply for a visa to attend the United States after you have your I-20 and other documents. The rules are the same as they were 2 or 3 weeks ago, so you should expect whatever process that's normal for the embassies or consulate in your area to be the same. If you happen to have, for example, an F1 visa before, maybe you applied for the spring semester and you're deferring and you're planning on coming in the summer, maybe, or for another reason that you may have a valid visa, if you were one of the individuals whose visa was revoked, that visa may actually have been returned back to active status. We encourage you, if you have questions about the actual visa, to contact the U.S. consulate or embassy that's near you. They can let you know if the visa and your passport is still valid if you already have one, and they'll be able to tell you any processes for applying for the visa. But as of now, visa processing is continuing. There is no 90-day ban at this point that applies to anybody. So if you are planning on coming for the summer, well, for any semester, you can begin your visa process 120 days before the start of classes.
Okay, so this slide basically just talks about your arrival procedures when you actually land in the U.S. or when you are at the port of entry. So the first thing you are going to do is go to immigration. This is basically like a line that you have to get into in order to provide all of your documents to show that you are eligible for entry in the U.S. After that, you will go over to the baggage claim area and you will get your luggage, basically. And that, after you have all of your luggage, that's when you will meet with the Customs and Border Protection officials. So there are 2 types of inspection that may happen when you meet with the CBP officials. Now, the word inspection is a little scary, but it's basically just you have to show your documents to an individual who represents CBP. This will just be, there's a list of documents that we have on our website again that we recommend all students carry with them when they are arriving in the U.S. So primary inspection is just basically when you get into the line and you meet with the CBP official. If for any reason you do have to go through secondary inspection, you will just meet with a different individual from CBP and basically go through the process again. This is nothing to worry about. It's common practice and it is pretty random most of the time. So if you are chosen for secondary inspection, don't panic and don't worry about it. You just have to make sure that you have all of your documents in order so you can present those.
Another thing you can do if you're called in inspection is sometimes the CBP officials just need a little bit more information. It is very common for them to call our office or to ask you to call our office to just get some information from us. So we encourage you to travel with the phone number for the International Center available on your cell phone and or available on paper in case you need to give it to them for them to call. If you are entering the United States outside of business hours, so we're open from 8 till 6, Monday through Friday, but if you're arriving in the evening on the weekend or some other time when our office is closed, you can call the UTD police if you are in secondary and they need some additional information. The UTD police will contact our office. We always have one advisor who is on call. We can go in and log into your CVIS immigration record or provide them with information that they need. So we just encourage you to keep that handy. Most of the time if you're in secondary, it may take a little bit longer. They may have additional questions and they'll just let you move forward. But sometimes they may need information from us.
All right, so kind of going off what Josephine was just talking about, a few travel tips that we have for prospective students or for new students who are going to be coming into the U.S., maybe for the first time, is to travel with all of your documents easily accessible. So maybe have just like a folder that has all of your documents in order or in like all gathered together in one place so you have them easily if and when someone asks for them. The second thing is to arrange your connecting flights to account for time needed to clear immigration. Like Josephine was saying, if you do have to go through a secondary inspection, it may take longer, and if you're going through immigration at a different port of entry than where your destination is, then you may need to arrange your flights to have enough time so you actually make all of your connections. And once again, we really encourage that you have the ISSO phone number available when you're traveling, and if you are going to be entering outside of business hours, you can always call the UT Dallas police who will get you in contact with us so we can provide any necessary information that may be needed.
So as you all know, there are a lot of changes going on with immigration law right now, some of it with the president, some of it with our court system. We are keeping students updated on our website. We have an Immigration Resources Support page which has information, and also Immigration News, which is a newsletter that we send out and have on our website. We generally do it once a month, and when there are updates, we just add information to it. So we encourage you to refer to our website for additional information. You can always keep emailing us at ISSO Prospective at UT Dallas. Keep in mind that spring is our busiest season for receiving documents from prospective students and answering your questions. So we ask that you be patient with us. It may take 2 or 3 days for us to respond to your email, especially if it's not an urgent inquiry. If it's about your documents, it may take us 2 or 3 days. So just allow some additional time because we generally are going to be issuing I-20s for over 3,000 students to come for the fall. So it gets a little busy around here. You can also contact us for advising by phone from 10 a.m. to 4:45. If you're calling us from outside of the United States, the process is that our welcome desk will set a specific time for you. Once you let them know you want to speak with an advisor, they'll set a specific time for you to call, and we'll make sure that there's an advisor available at that time to speak with you. So we encourage you to take advantage of that. Many people call us by Skype or whatever option they have available while they're outside the United States.